I see my whippersnappers. What's up with y'all out there? Damn, look at that melanin, man. Sometimes I keep the camera on that side because I don't want y'all to see me like this. This is the beauty that you get when you see somebody that look like me. You did. You get a. Oh, you know what? Let me flip this. Let me flip this too. Ah, I always tie the thing real tight. Having a super good day. Y'all let me know where y'all. All right, yeah. Let me know where y'all hit me up from. What's good? Yo, D. Right, I just gotta tighten that back up. When we switch the camera to the other side, we have to actually. The help button keep coming up for it. That's crazy. All right, man. Just so much stuff happening in a while. You see my hair looking kind of wild in a while, and that's what we got going on right now. But I'm doing good. I'm chilling, and I want to talk about none other than the homie P Diddy and all of the shit that he going through with his scenario. In a lot of ways, I feel sorry for the boy, but excuse me, a lot of ways I don't. And I've already talked about this on my particular podcast where I don't feel so sorry for Diddy because I believe, my humble opinion, that he should have kept it with a sister. And I know that, sisters got a bad rap, and I know a lot of guys be kind of turned off by black women. What can you say? Who am I to judge, right? But I do believe that if the brother would have, let me put my microphone on. I do believe that if the brother would have kept it black, he would have probably be free right now. That's just my opinion. I don't think that messing with other cultures of women is smart if you be like. I'm older now, so I got married to a black girl so long ago it don't make sense. And I think that that was right for me because I'm loud sometimes. Sometimes I get rambunctious. Sometimes I get crazy. But I got a good heart. I mean well by everybody, and I'm not mean. And I'm not mean. I'm kind at all the time. And that don't mean I don't get loud or get ignorant if I want to. But for the most part, I'm trying to treat people the right way. I'm not doing nothing to try to make an enemy or make nobody mad at me or do nothing like that. I just like to be happy. But I don't have $1 billion either. So to see somebody like P. Diddy who has $1 billion and then he used that to go and hurt somebody is almost like, ooh, maybe that wasn't the right idea, bro. Because you're getting paid too much to be just using your 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 work for evil. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. Those people not around him necessarily because they want to be. They're around you because they think that you're going to do something to help them succeed. So to be around you mean that what you're going to do is going to help me make money. It's going to help me become successful. It's going to help me make it. But if I got to be around you and I got to come to court in the future to fight for my right because all you wanted to do is either do something freaky sexual to me or make me do something freaky sexual to you, it's like that's not respectable. You know what I'm saying? And you could see where it came out on the bad end for Diddy. And nobody cares. People are almost happy that he's going through that because nobody respects somebody that hurt people that's weak. That's why I think God invented that statement that has carried over for decades where they say the meek shall inherit the earth. That's a really deep statement because the meek shall inherit the earth. The meek, my God, the meek shall inherit the earth is a real big point because it showcases that his brain got too far gone, so he felt like it was easy to hurt people. Like, subscribe. Thank you for coming to the channel. I appreciate y'all. I want y'all to like and subscribe to my work. Yo, 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 what's going on, y'all out there? This is yourself 2 times. Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate y'all coming and check me out. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff to let everybody know we out here chatting, kicking it with each other. On this video, I'm gonna talk to you quickly about P Diddy. Diddy, Puff Daddy, everything. You know who he is. See, it's major conversation. It just is. Yep. So I feel sorry for the brother, but shit, all that money, I don't think he ever thought something could happen like this to him. I just really believe that he never thought nothing like this could happen to him. And did it ever? Because I remember him just being a rich ass nigga all my life. I was just writing this information here. Say the boy's going to jail. I don't see him beating this. And it'd be crazy to see somebody fall for grace like this. But the media is wild because they did the same thing to Bill Cosby. They came at him so hard that Bill had no win. And you see what happened to Bill. He ended up going to jail for a long ass time when he should have had more respect for himself. See, a lot of this stuff is not really so much about hurting other people. It's about having respect for yourself. And so if respect for yourself means dominant or domination of another person, that only has a limitation because you got to remember, people are not here because of how they look or because of how much money they got. This is a key point. People are on this earth because of God, period, point blank. So if you came out of a woman's body and you made it to this planet, you don't have to ask nobody permission. You don't have to be down with nobody. You ain't got to fit in with a crew or none of that. And so people don't really always understand that because as you grow up, you want to be a part of something from being in high school to grown up. You want to be in a crew. You want to be in a fraternity. You want to be a part of something. So these things ain't something you think about all the time. You're not walking around like with it on the top of your brain. But what happens is when you get disrespected by somebody, it could even be a family member. Then it starts swirling through your brain. Then it starts kicking up dust. And this is after the fact. You're not around that person no more. And then it starts making sense to you. You start saying, you know what? What I went through with her wasn't right. What I had to deal with that. And see, it takes after the fact for this to kick in. At the time, you're not going to see these problems. You're not going to feel these feelings. You could almost look at that person like you don't want them to be, you don't want to hurt them. You could even look at it like that. But in reality, your brain is what the fuck you're going to need. Strength in your mind. So it's hard to, accept the fact that somebody disrespected you or put pain in your heart when ultimately you don't mean no pain for them. But it's not like that. You know what I'm saying? People could hurt you and shit, and you have to find ways to be strong, even within the pain. Even after the pain go away, you still got to find ways to be like, you know what? I can keep going. I can make it. In a lot of ways, that's how they're going to see somebody like Cassie. They're going to look at her and say, look at what she endured. Look at what she had to go through to get to this point. That's what they're going to think of. They're going to look at it and look at it just like that. Look at what she had to endure to deal with this shit that this guy put her through. And he's looking at, because think about it, if Diddy get out of the situation, he gets to go back to $1 million lifestyle with millions of dollars and comfortable money. And he might even have girls waiting on him. That's going to be like, I don't know what her problem was. You can do me like that anytime, daddy. You never know. You know what I'm saying? However, whatever his thing is or whatever he chooses to do, you see, they not letting him slide through. He ain't getting no easy route. They not letting it be all no like you could do anything to people. You could treat women any kind of way. They ain't doing none of that no more. It's like, they looking at you like it's our job to take you out of commission. And I think that's, again, one of those moments where you look at it and be like, that's where they say the meek shall inherit the earth. Because they're talking about the regular people who just normal guy and girl who will have the power to take you down no matter what. They call them whistleblowers. They call them abolitionists, people that are human just like me and you, but they make an early decision to never let nobody hurt nobody while they're around. And that actually helps other people, but if you really want to think about it. Otherwise, nobody would be helped. Everybody would be victimized, and they don't allow that. Some humans don't allow that. They'll be willing to put their life on the line to fight for somebody just as simple as me or you. They're not gonna care. That's why God put so many daggone people on earth, because there's a lot of people that'll be willing to fight for something that they believe in, even if that's something that ain't got nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? Or even another color. You know what I'm saying? Abortions, anything. People be willing to fight. And these key kind of humans actually are the ones that make the world go round. Because without them, it'll be so much loss. It'll be so much death. It'll be so many people. That's why America try to stand for in they intention is a lot of times that they going somewhere to try to make it better. So if you can even look at somewhere like Africa where they got Ibrahim Traore and Burkina Faso, where if you let America tell you, they'll be saying we have to go over there because it's corruption, it's wrong, and what they're doing is not right. And the only way to fix this is that we got to go and we got to show up and we got to help them, and then that's the only way. So, but we all know that when America get it somewhere, they really gonna be disrespectful. They gonna be taking over. They gonna do what the fuck they want to do, and they ain't gonna care. And it's like if you don't understand what's going on, you better pay attention because as soon as America get there, they taking over. They putting their army in there. They putting their people in there. So the powerful people have a lot of power to make a lot of moves that could hurt folks. And that's why somebody like Diddy is being held to the fire. Because at the end of the day, whether you did any of these things or not, you still in power. You are still a powerful person. So if this person feels slighted, if that person feels hurt, if that person feel like you did something to them, they less likely to take your opinion or your statement because they looking at it. I'm gonna tell you something. This is key as well when you have a job, and here, let's get back to the point. They looking at you like you in power, so these people can't be lying on you. What the fuck would they lie on you for? You the nigga in power. They should be wanting to kiss your ass so they can stay around you and make more damn money. What are you talking about? So when I'm saying all this is to say somebody like Diddy, who is in such a powerful position like he's in, they're gonna look at him as he's victimizing people because these people can't make it on their own. And if you in a powerful position, then you had to be trying to hurt them. Because that's all the jury gonna say is why would all these people come in here and say all these negative things about you? So I don't know if that stuff is true. I can't tell you if they lying on him. But what I can tell you is he's not finna walk away with this. He's not finna get it. He's not finna just slide past. And that's what really it turns into. People just be looking at it like you're not gonna just make it through. They're gonna come after you and make sure that your ass go down if they got anything to do with it. And so it's sad.
Yo, what's going on, y'all out there? Back to the show.
But Diddy,
I appreciate y'all
he
being
made a
here.
lot of money in the world in as an artist, and
Stuff to let everybody know we out here
to
too.
be that foul to other people that look up to you, this is really what he's going through because the people look at him like you too powerful and you in play. But I would look at it like this too, like these people had a chance to leave and go about their business and do other things. They didn't have to sit up under him and take all that pain and take all of that trouble. They had times when they could have left. You know what I'm saying? But why did they stay? Who would know? You know what I'm saying? But as a person who ain't never made that kind of money yet in my life, it's scary to see that some people could come around you with the intention of working on you, working for you, and then this country could flip on you and make them turn on you even further, and now your ass is in jail. And he's sitting in jail with $1 billion and can't even bond out. Nothing he do can get him out of jail. It's like crazy. It's like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoa. You can't even get your ass out of jail. You sit in this motherfucker under the police. Look at a lady pointing at him and shit, dead in his face. Pointing at him like you can't even beat this. It's like how you beat it.
Get with each other. On this video, I'm gonna talk to you quickly about P Diddy. Diddy, Puff Daddy, everything. You know who he is. You know what he got going on. And I'm gonna be out here chatting, kicking it with each other. On this video, I'm gonna talk.
All right, so I gotta do this to do that, baby. But you know what it is, man. We all gotta keep grinding. So I look at somebody like Diddy, like boy, maybe somebody will teach him a stronger lesson in life that he should have learned. You know what I'm saying? Behind playing with these people because these people got your ass caught up now. And now you gotta go sit your ass in jail. I know that shit feel funny as hell. Like, oh my God. Used to caviar, used to good drinking, used to smoking, used to party, and jail was so fucking far away from his motherfucking reality. It don't even make sense. It's like comedy. It's like what? Nigga, jail. I would never go to jail. Nigga, come on. What are you talking about? Even when I was coming up, to know that jail, to know that Diddy was going to go to jail, it didn't even make sense. It's like that's no way that Diddy's going to jail. What the fuck you talking about? But yeah, he set himself up for a scenario where they looking dead at him like you need to be in jail, and he probably should because see, like when you got a job and you work for somebody or you work somewhere, even just think about your own personal life. When do you hang out with the boss? When do the boss go by a weekend and then he be like, "What you doing?" Well, you need to come through and shit. We're gonna be over here at When do the boss ever say that to you? And you can think about your own personal life. This has got nothing to do with Diddy, me, whoever, your family member. Just think about your own personal existence when you wake up in the morning and then you go to work at some job, whatever job you chose, however many years you've been working there. You could be just now starting to work there, or you can get ready to go start working there. How many times has the boss, the captain of the ship, the name of the CEO, the guy who run the whole situation, how many times has he came to you and said, "Yo, what you doing this weekend? Come kick it with me." That's what Diddy fucked up because any job, the boss is separate from the rest of the workers. He never hang out. He never get drunk. He never want to smoke. He never want to kick it. And he probably do all that shit, but he never do it with you. Why? Same age. Why? I grew up with you. Why? I know your wife. Why? We hang out. Why? You my next door neighbor. Why? That's a big question. But Diddy was drinking with people. Diddy was hanging with them. Diddy was kicking it with them. Diddy had relationships with them. Diddy had friendships with them. He had moments where he kissed one of them girls. He had moments where he freaked off with the chick. She knew his crib. She knew his address. She knew where he stayed. She knew his motherfucking friends. She knew his mama. So the boss, I'm saying, this ain't somebody who worked there too. This the guy who started the whole operation. And you know everything about this nigga. You know where he lived. You know his crib. You know what time he get up in the morning. You know if he was tired. This is really a play on this guy not having control over the people around him. So he ain't had control over the people who was in his circle. He felt like if you kick it with me, then you supposed to be around me. And that's where he messed up. Because you got these same fucking people coming in that courtroom right now trying to throw his ass under the bus. And none of these folks, let me say this again. None of these people for the rest of their life are ever gonna be around another boss. Not because they tricks and they told on Diddy, because don't bosses don't live like that. You don't be around another. You don't be around the boss at no company.
famous or
It's crazy.
like doing something like that's gonna make people like you, then these people can turn against you and hate you.
I just don't understand how he couldn't see that coming. It's like, damn, dog, you didn't see these evil people. And imagine what he paid for. He paid for their apartment. He paid for the drinks. He paid for if they wanted to send money home to their girl or their family. He paid for motherfuckers having when they wanted to freak out with each other.
But I don't think he's gonna be able to lose the case. Other than
I just don't understand how he did it, man. But whoo, I just look at it like, damn, I don't want no parts of that shit. Cause I used to be envious of that guy, not in a negative way, but just being like, damn, man, I want some of that money. Like, wow, this nigga got the lifestyle, but shit, I don't want none of that. What he got is for the birds because, come on, living in a jail, nigga, come on, man. You can't tell me that shit's not uncomfortable.
going to them this big, it's like as big as his background. I'm sitting there just a bed, so it's like it could even be bigger. Probably the biggest bed ever built, and it was like a bed.
Yeah, I remember that too. Mm-mm-mm. But, that's what life is all about choices. You know, it's about choices. And he been in the game so long, he should have been left. He should have been stopped and just been like, man, that's enough of this goddamn music shit. I'm tired. I don't give a fuck about this no more.
So a lot of people look at what he's going through as like a vendetta over
Yep. Mm. And that's facts right there. People feel like they got a vendetta against him. the people who used to work for him, because you can't imagine the type of ignorant shit he probably did to folks. You know, being
No
evil
doubt.
and being somebody who they might want to whoop his ass, but they couldn't.
Mr. Taylor said, yeah, so like,
So, but he tried shit. I'll tell you one thing. He tried to get away with that shit, but at Cassie, they gonna put a fucking movie together about her life. And you can bet your $5 on that one. They're gonna put a movie together about her life. They're gonna say, "Hey, we got a film. We want you to play in it. We believe that this is what you can do for us, and we want to tell your story." And she gonna stand her ass right there and say, "I'm a victim. Let's do it." And rightfully so, because he literally did the dummy. You know, smacking her around, putting his foot in her ass. He did a horrific gig. You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing nobody could really say about that. You know what I'm saying? Like he did a dirty, as they say. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what can you say? But he had a choice, and that was not to do that shit. Like we all do. You have a choice in life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But if you do mess up, shit, there's always redemption in this country. That's why sometimes I believe that he not gonna go down, because you even got people like Trump saying if he even do go down, he gonna bond him out. I mean, he gonna let him out, and that's rightfully so, because you got to think he been rich so long, he probably been helping all kind of motherfuckers, that's rich or getting rich in their time of wanting to be getting money. He probably helped all kind of people. Diddy did. You know what I'm saying? We would never know, but he probably did. He probably helped all kind of folks. You know what I'm saying? They came around like, "Hey, Diddy, we need help." He like, "I ain't that." You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy for his ass. But at the end of the day, shitting on people, treating them bad, that's all this is about, a person who treated other folks bad around him. Folks who looked up to him and might have thought that he was somebody to respect. And that's really what happened. He had got, I don't know what they used to say when I was a kid, too big for his britches. Because I'm talking about you 55, 56 years old. What young motherfucker even want to hang around you for fun or looking at you like you somebody that could help them? It's the Hugh Hefner mindset. Hugh Hefner was a guy from back in the 70s that had all this, wah, wah, wah. But at the end of the day, he still was an old white man. There's no way you can't look at him and say, this is an old white man. But yeah, he could probably help your career. Yeah, he could probably do some shit and, make people want to fuck with you and all that. But still in all, he's an old ass white man. You know what I'm saying? Like 79. Like he ain't even like old, like young, 58, 62. This nigga like 75. But that didn't stop people from wanting to come around him and benefit from what he had to offer. People still look at that shit like, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. It's Hugh Hefner. I'm finna go fuck with him. He gonna help my career. He gonna do something to make me succeed. That's what it was. You know what I'm saying? So you can't, how you gonna judge them? That's their life. If they feel like he could actually do it, then hey, you know what I'm saying? We thank you. You know what I'm saying? So it was just crazy seeing that, that Diddy actually is gonna go down so far behind this. It's like, damn, what can you say? But he should have probably woke up a little bit stronger. You know what I'm saying? When dealing with this kind of craziness, because again, they just look at all these people that don't like him, that hate him, and it's like, y'all still benefited, y'all still came up. I still took care of y'all. You got your drinks off me. You got drunk off me. You got high off me. I paid for all of that, And then it's a couple of the people who Diddy was around in this scenario, and he paid for them, like say they left the job or whatever, he paid money for them. Like he gave them money. Like I want to sue you, kind of like this. Like I don't work there no more, so I'm gonna sue you. He literally paid them. So you don't work here no more, but maybe I don't want people to know we used to get drunk in Monaco, whatever the fuck they was doing, and they can come out right now and just sue him. And they did. They did. They sued his ass. And it's like, what was that all about? But they can do that. because ain't nobody gonna be able to stop him from doing that, and they sued. You know what I'm saying? So now you got him being sued by these folks, and these same folks want money today. So it's like, he gave one girl 400,000. I said, shit, that's cake. But you know, it ain't no real dent in his pocket. But wouldn't that be good for you if you can just go to your boss and you know you probably was making whatever, but you can go to your boss and be like, I need that 400K, and your boss gonna give it to you because he ain't gonna want to go down the pipeline of not, you know, you going out there and putting the business out there or whatever you might have saw around him. So he might just pay you. And so Diddy went in there and paid them people. But at the end of the day, he probably didn't want to, but he did. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing about all that shit. You paying folks for being around you. You paying folks for being in your circle. And then they learn so much about you that it's like, I don't give a fuck about this nigga. You know, fuck him. I'm going right in there and saying something. And who gonna say they lying? Who gonna say they shouldn't do it? You know, so he had a lot to learn as a man and as a guy. He has a lot to learn. Diddy did. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he's wrong for actually doing what he did, trying to be around these folks. I just think that people watching you, and they're not going to be the happiest camper when they get a chance to be around you full throttle. When they get a chance to be around you, this is when the bullshit gonna come out. It could be family members. It could be somebody who you actually know. It don't have to be these strangers, because again, these folks is not people who grew up with Diddy and went to high school with him. But his major component, or the same thing that happened to him, is he had them around him. They was like in his circle. They was somebody they could talk to him. They could reach out to him, and that was his problem, because all these weird ass people don't like you. You know what I'm saying? And now, as soon as they get a moment to come in there and say something about somebody, they doing it. So he's sitting in the courtroom quiet, can't say a word, because you know if you say something, they're going to come in there and kick you out the courtroom. You're not going to even see the court case happening. It's over with. You know, you don't get to see what's going on. They come in there and tell you, hey, they said this at court today. That's all you get. You know what I'm saying? So the boy really did have to go in there and be quiet as hell in court and let whatever play out the way it play out. And that's gonna run you crazy. Like, you can't say shit. That lady lying. Wait a minute, hold the fuck on. Wait, your honor. And they like, hey, calm down. Don't say a word. You got billions of dollars. You used to being in control. You used to being in shutting rooms down. When you come in there, everybody shut the fuck up. I'm the one got to say something. And everybody do. But now you're around these white folks, they don't give a shit what you got to say. If you say too many words that they don't want to hear, they will pick your ass and send you up in one of these damn jail cells, and you got to sit in that bitch. Ain't no exit. Ain't no getting out the cell. You stuck right in here. Don't move. And you stuck in here like, what the fuck? You got to wait for your lawyer to come in there and see you and be like, I was in court for you today, and they said, you like, look, if you want to get back in court, you just gotta be quiet, man. Don't say anything. You in there like, man, these people lying on me though, bro. So it's really crazy, this type of shit you got to go through. But it's also the friends you keep, the company you keep, and how you treat people. Because $1 billion is a lot of money. And so if he was a smarter brother, he would have got at least 500 million of that money and never came back to rap again. He could have probably got about three of them girls and said, just y'all three, let's go. That's it. That's all. I just want just three, y'all three right here, and that's it. I'm not fucking with no more. I don't want to have no more stress. Just, and them girls would have said, hell yeah. You know who chose me? Diddy. I'm up in his mansion. But by choosing every bitch who you can run across, by choosing all the freak holes who pop out, you not giving yourself a chance to be clean and flat and clear, and then everybody knowing about your activity. Everybody knows. So it's like an open source conversation that you would do freaky shit like this or you do freaky shit like that. It's like, oh man, it's no recover from it. It's no coming back. It's no coming back. Now, I don't mean he can't be successful one day in the future for another endeavor, but music, being people, music that they play in the crib or at the house or doing something like that, that's over with forever. He'll never have that credential again. And that's what they want to kill because, again, as a black man, he's supposed to be looked upon like the Kennedys or any other culture of black people or white people or whatever other culture where they could take their multi-billion-dollar business and pass it down to their kids. They can pass it down to the next generation. They can say, oh, okay, well, Justin Combs, now you run the West Division of our company. Oh, my nephew, you ran the East Company. Oh, my other son, he don't want to be in this business. He want to be in law. Okay, well, get into entertainment law. Oh, my daughter, she want to be in the business. Okay, you do. Well, you be a producer. We're going to get you in the studio. All the time and all the while, they're running the brand from his name, just like Trump kids. They running the brand from his name. They're not walking in there saying, I started a whole new brand. When they walk in there, they Trumps. And when they walk in there, they Combs. And this is all from Bad Boy. They just got different era. But see, they stopped that in America. And by making sure that all of us, as the listeners, the watchers, the audience, as long as all of us follow along and keep up with the psychology of that those people need to be crushed and ruined and their name shouldn't have no more credential and somebody could come against them and do negative statements against them and then they should just crumble, then that destroys the future of them having a company that could last 100 years. Or like a food store might be in your city and you walk past it and they got the date of the start 1908, 1899, and you thinking to yourself like, what the fuck was this city like in 1899? And they might have a black and white picture next to it of the times of that time frame, and you looking at it like, damn, that was the store. It looked like a fucking a box. It looked like a damn cart on the back of a fucking a horse is pulling it. That's how long ago they had the idea of making this business break and work. And so for decades, even if a family member died, another family member stepped up and they kept it going to now today when they start giving out money, loans, banks, whatever the fuck they do. Now these companies are multi-billion-dollar companies. They could say 135 years in business, 94 years in business, 53 years in business. So this is what Diddy has literally achieved from 1994 to 2025, you can do your own numbers. That's like 31 damn years. It's about as long as I've been doing this conversation, 31 minutes. It's a real thing that really do have seniority. So imagine working at your job, or your mother, or your auntie, or your uncle, or your dad working at their job for 31 years. That might be older than you are. That might be you was alive already, but you ain't 60 years old. So it's not half your life. You still was a little bit young when they was 30. So 30 years of your life, and then they come in there and say, we firing you because of all the shit you did. You spoke to this customer wrong in 1999. You said something wrong to that lady in 2004. You came in late in 2014, and they just accumulated that shit. They ain't saying nothing really to you. And then all the whole workers who used to work there get to come in there and be like, I remember he wanted me to swipe him out one weekend. You like, Trey, what the fuck you talking about, nigga? I thought you was my boy. The lady coming in and being like, well, he did try to ask me out on a date twice. Okay, that's two operations of sexual harassment. And you sitting back like nobody said none of this shit to you during the time. Like you was just normal life. Like if you came at a girl, you came at a girl. If y'all got drunk after work, y'all got drunk after work. What the fuck is going on? Yeah, it looked like you was using alcohol after hours, and you sitting back like, what? It would be literally weird, and you wouldn't be able to fathom it. Now imagine adding $800,000 or $8 million or $800 million to your bank account. Not the job bank account, your specific personal bank account. And you can still have this job or you can still have this corporation, but now everybody from your past is coming back saying, yeah, remember that day he left me outside in front of the thing because I was late when I came out. I had the equipment, but I ran out the building late, watched the car pull away. I kept yelling to them, whistling. Nobody pulled off, and then they kept going all the way back to the studio, and I was stuck out there. Eventually, some people tried to rob me. You stood in the room like, we knew we had to get back. I told you we had to return the other shit. We couldn't wait for you. But you can't say, you can't say shit. You have to sit right there in the room like this. And then after sitting in a room like this with the whole courtroom talking and everybody up there lying on you, they take you from that room back to your cell. And you back in the cell doing this again. You never said a word. You can't talk in the courtroom. You can't talk in your cell. You are literally under the gun. Now, how many people can do that? How many people can sit right there and be quiet as hell in the court, be quiet as hell in the goddamn courtroom and at the crib when you're in this jail cell? That's light. It's light. It's light. It's very light. Not many people are going to be able to do both. You might be do one. You might sit in the cell and be quiet, but when you get in that courtroom, you're going to be like, hell no. Or you might be able to be quiet in the courtroom, but when you get in your cell, you're going to be like, man, lying, bitch, man, I can't believe they lying on me like that. You're going to be emotional about all the shit that you're dealing with. And again, remember, it's $800 million in your bank account. It's $800 billion, 800,000, whatever you got. That's literally in your account. You can spend that shit on anything. You can call somebody and be like, hey, my number 327-222-2605. Take that shit and buy whatever the fuck you want. And there's still money left over. They can't even spend it all. Like, what you buy? I got a thing. I told them rent me a fucking lion. And that shit still ain't enough. You got money still stuck. You bought everybody on the deck. Here, man, get some money for y'all family. And they walking up to you, man, thank you, man. My son graduated. I didn't think I was going to be able to help him, man. I'm back here, man. I love you so much. Thank you, man. You could just, but you can't use it yourself, and you definitely can't use it for freedom. So you can help everybody else out and build these relationships that really you do not want. You just want to be back. And imagine, you was working so hard, you barely even spent time with your kids. You never even saw them. You never even hung out with them. You still remembering, like, I got 4 kids. I got 4 kids. Then the kids come up there, you like, my God, I got a fifth kid. She's my 7-year-old daughter. How the fuck did I forget this shit? You're not even remembering so much because your whole life is wrapped up into the moment that you're going down in, that little things that you're not around as much, you don't even remember. You don't even, your oldest kid come in there, mustache and a little baby. You like, you got a baby. Dad, I've been called you and told you I was having a kid. Yeah, okay, yeah, but you've been traveling. You ain't even really had a chance to think. It's so much happening. Bank account moving. You got to pay for this, pay for that, condos. Then you add the freak offs to your brain. Now you got another element that's probably an excitement element. So you can't wait to get excited again because you've been excited for so many other things. Everything seemed bland. You had a fucking flight. You've been on a high rise. You've been on a Dubai. You've been in deep underwater. You've been with the sharks. You've been seeing big whales open their mouth in front of you. You had the jungle safari. You had 3 girls. You had 5 girls. You've been to Brazil. Now you back in Africa. Then you went to Paris. Then you went to London. Then you performed at the thing. So a lot of stimulants that will make a lot of people be like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here. I can't, oh my God. I can't. This your 17th time doing it. I didn't say 5. I said 17 because beginning parts of you hearing about that thing, you were so cool, you wouldn't even waste your time at that shit. But now you so old, that's all the fuck they got really left for people that's your age. So you like, well, fuck it. I'm like, let me just go to this stupid ass shit. And you go there and you kick it. And then that was your fun for the night. Then you be like, wasn't bad. Then you go home. So, but now this is your new life. Your life ain't what it used to be, where you was the shit, the man. Now you come to these places and you sit back and they might clap for you. This is what it is for somebody that is now locked in a room and there's 4 walls. And if you don't understand what jail basically cuts off stimulants. So for instance, the peripheral vision of your eyes, you might see colors, you might see movement, you might see large things, you might see small things, but they're in the peripheral side of your vision. Something in front of you, it might be moving, it might be coming towards you, it might be going that way, it might be flashing, it might be colors. They remove all stimulants. Nothing is happening. It's all 4 walls, they look the same, except for the door. So you sitting there and you maybe even created stimulants. You might the freak off stimulants, or maybe something else. And you was like, "Oh, my one room where all stars is in here." Or I go in this room and this is the Mario Brothers theme. I go in here, it's the Pokemon theme. You know, you can create your own stimulants because it's your life. So, and you got dumbass money. So that's what they do for you. Hey, take this 50 million and buy me out. And they like, hell no. You gonna sit your ass in here and you gonna feel what it's like to have no stimulants. Nothing excites you, nothing to get you off your bed, nothing to make you feel good. So what's that mean? Just like everybody else. We all humans, so that's why everybody do the same experience. You have to start reading books and you gotta start dreaming inside your brain and you gotta start believing and you gotta start looking towards God and something outside of yourself because otherwise you're gonna run fucking crazy. You're gonna run fucking crazy because all you're gonna have is your brain, and your brain is nonstop. It's not like your body where it go to bed. Your brain can work all night long, all day. It don't end. That matter of fact, that's how you know you're alive when you wake up in the morning and your brain start capturing what's going on. And then you like, okay, let me get up and go wash up, put my clothes on, let me jump into the world. So these things are deleted from you. So now when you wake up in this place, you hearing sounds. You can't see it so much, but it sounds and it's distant. And it's not sounds of the weather. It's not sounds of the animals. It sounds of grown ass men saying, "Hey, Trey, go! Touch the player, go!" And you like, what the fuck are they even saying? I can't even understand this shit. It's like sounds echoing, and then you might even hear, "Ah!" And you like, what the fuck was that? This motherfucker screaming in this bitch, man. This might even be at night. This could be in the daytime. This could be early in the morning, 4, 5 in the morning, waking you up. You like, why is this motherfucker screaming, man? This like the fifth week. I don't even know who it is. I walk past everybody. I cannot tell who the screaming motherfucker is. So this is the new reality of you, and people yelling to you through the vents. You don't want to talk to no goddamn body. You and this motherfucker having a pity party, and somebody like, hey, 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 and just constantly, and you just like, what? Hey, boy, I just want to tell you, man. Hey, you on the right path, man. You doing the right thing, brother. I know you just, man, shut the fuck up talking to me, man. I need some moments by myself, but you can't talk like that because it's all about respect. You say the wrong thing, now you turn a friendly person to an enemy like that. So it's you in these moments where it's all internal. You have to be quiet. You got to be chill. You got to learn the environment. You got to learn how to be around other folks. Remember, you've been a person that's been a boss all the time. They come around you and kiss your ass. That don't mean that that's not going to happen in prison. That just mean that you don't want it to happen in prison. All these other folks, you can still get in your yacht and fucking get away. Now you in the main cell. It's not you came in, they put you in this cell, and this cell became downtown or city hall for everybody else in this bitch. And it's like, I don't want to even be here. And it's like, yeah, I know, none of us do. But what you think I should do about this situation? And you sitting back like, what the fuck? I can't help you. But so old workers, old colleagues, people you used to know, folks who you hired, folks who you thought was friendly with you, folks who you thought was gonna be cool with you, or knowing them in the future, or they was just shitty employees, people who you couldn't stand being around. Like, damn, I'm tired of this motherfucker. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop coming. Quit coming back. Folks who you just can't take no more. Like, I don't even want to be around these dumbass people no more. Get out of here. I did not fire you. All of this is coming back to hunt Diddy. And again, when is the boss ever around you at your own job? Forget Diddy. When have you ever seen the boss come hang with you, yourself, whoever you are watching this video, the guy who owned it, the thing is named after? When have one time in your life has any boss was like, "What you doing Thursday? I'm gonna come scoop you up." It don't happen. It don't happen. The boss never, absolutely never hangs out with the damn employees in no company. It's not just the Diddy business in the music industry. It's no company. The boss doesn't hang out with the people. The boss go do something else, and then your ass got to go do something else. And you see them on Monday, and that's every company around the world. So when you got a person like Diddy who actually is spending time with folks, he's spending time around them, letting them get to know him. He's spending time around them, laughing with them. He's spending time around them, hanging out with them, being cool with them, letting them know about him and what he got going on, and look what and this and that and this, and just being around folks. That gives them a false pretense. So now they think they know you. Now they want to say, yeah, you a freak. Now you nasty. Oh, you do this, you do that. Absolving anything and everything that they was ever about or considered to be. They don't have no fucking guilt. They don't have no problem. The lawyers was asking, was you high? Did you do drugs that day? Yes. Did you get high that day? No. Did you do drugs with Diddy? Yes. Okay, so how the fuck can we take your word on it? You could have been high watching all of this shit. But see, that's why they call it a jury of your peers. Because if it's his peers, then shouldn't they all be billionaires? But no, a peer as a citizen is what they saying. So as long as they citizens and you a citizen, they can actually come here and talk against you. And that's really what happened with Diddy. They up in that motherfucker claiming that what he was on was shady and shitty. And there's nothing he can do about that because maybe he was. And that's really what it come down to. Maybe he was being foul to those folks, and they are vindicated by being a person to come and speak up for their own behalf. Because again, if you finally realize that a person's been treating you wrong, as soon as you get that revelation, you want to fight back. You want to have a vendetta. You want to get power as well. And so if they was wielding this power like he was doing to her, beating the hell out of her inside that mall, whatever it was, a hotel, then that showcases that he was doing a lot more to her. You know what I'm saying? He was doing and shit that just didn't get videotaped. You know what I'm saying? So you can almost look at it like, and you can look at it like this. You can that every time a freak off kicked off, he probably whooped her ass that same night. Or let's say he couldn't get a freak off kicked off, he whooped her ass that night. So because in that moment inside the hallway, he had no shame or cover up or relax or just like when we snatch her and walk back in the room. He felt brolic. He felt rambunctious. He felt like a superstar. So he could just whoop her ass anywhere he want to and then just pay for the video. But the fact that those guys kept a copy of that video, that's really what jammed them. That's what jammed them because those people had a copy of that goddamn video, and they was able to prove that what we saw is what this is. And then he had to go up there and confess that what he was up to was not right, and he was sorry, but it was too late. The public opinion had already slayed on him. You lied. You said you wasn't doing nothing to her. You said you wasn't doing shit like that. Now you up here want to claim that you was, and you sorry. Public opinion not rocking with that. No sirree, Bob. We gonna look at you just like your ass is. You maniacal and you evil. And if you get a chance to be above people, you gonna hurt them. But it's other things and people that's above Diddy. The number one thing that's above Diddy is white people. They come in and get your ass, bring you to their courtroom, and call it justice. Meanwhile, they've done the same activity for 400 years and even taught your ass how to do it. But he's dumb or loyal or whatever the fuck he got going on. He won't tell on nobody. He'll never give up them people. He'll never say nothing about it. He'll just have to deal with it and just go down, take the ship down. And that's rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if you make a mistake, you the only one that got to deal with it. What the consequences are. Nobody else got to deal with the consequences of your mistake. Maybe he should have been a little bit more understanding to the people who beneath him, or had more of a heart. Because but 30 years of being rich, he canned his own thing. The white people are gonna say, well, we didn't take Diddy down. We didn't stop him from having a success and passing his businesses down to his kids. He did that himself. He was the person who was physically abusing that girl. He was the person who was doing negative shit. And then when we called him on it, all his excuses was let me get a lawyer and go fight it. He didn't really have a real excuse. His excuse is let me just get a lawyer and fight it. But still, the people who you victimize, what's in it for them? What do they gain? When you that rich and you got a girl that's your freak thing, you can't leave her with no money. You can't leave her penniless. These niggas be trying to get with these bros and freak on them. Imagine the stuff he's doing with this girl. Imagine the kinky shit he's doing that she's claiming. That the actual freaky dudes that was with them come into the courtroom and actually claim. So he can get locked up just for the sex, the freak off alone. Because the guys came and corroborated. Yes, I had sex with her. Yes, I busted on her blah. Yeah, so that means what? Corroboration, witness account, first-hand account of activity. You can sit there all you want to and say, no, I didn't, no, I didn't. But if that guy walked up on the stand and confirmed what the hell she was saying and said, I don't know what the hell they was on, it ain't my business. I know they paid me $2,000. Sometimes I got paid $1,200 to come in there and crush her. I did it raw. I did it, and woo. This is different level shit. That don't mean that you're wrong for doing that, but it could be illegal if they deem it. We did it in another state. We did it in another town. Oh shit. So how you get there? They flew me there. Oh shit. So this is supposed to be the man act, right? Taking his girl out of town to do sexual pleasures and he ain't even married to her. So they looking at it like, dude, you ain't even married to her? Even though Jack Johnson, who they invented this actual law, was married to the girl, but she was a white lady. So they have made a law to make it where he can't leave out of town and be with her sexually. This is his wife. That's what made it racist. But that don't mean they didn't make the damn rule. The rule was already set. So when you come down to Diddy and they hit him with that, plus they can hit him with the drug shit. I don't know if it's a drugs connection to his case, but if it is, everybody admitted they was doing drugs. Everybody. And then also the physical assault on that girl, which confirmed that people came and say, yo, I heard him smack her. I heard him grab her. I saw them fighting. I saw them fighting out of town. I saw him tussling with her. That could have been inside their relationship where they got a real physical relationship. And you have seen people like that, or you will in your life, where they don't talk a lot. They swing on each other and fight and get rambunctious, but you see them again and they back with each other and it's like nothing happened yesterday and you like, what the, y'all was just about to kill each other. So you see this in life. So is that what Diddy and her had? Was he threatening her life to the point where she had to defend herself? A lot of it is kind of hard, and I can see the victim angle, but a lot of it is kind of hard because a lot of these people could have left and went on about their goddamn business. But for some reason, they kept staying around him, even in the mess he was putting them in, the physical abuse, the sexual abuse, the drug abuse, the mental abuse. They stayed, and now they want to have the whole world believe that they stayed because they were victims. He made them stay, or he had some kind of control over them, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Again, nobody can believe these things because anybody's gonna fight for their right to get away from somebody that's hurting them or making them feel weird. You know what I'm saying? And then how is your career that much of a deal where you'll let somebody disrespect you and treat you wrong, and you still don't have a career right now? Like your career still ain't shit. Like you ain't like made it. You ain't rich. You ain't like some person that was supposed to do this, that, and the third. You up in here trying to sue him so that you could sue again in the civil court. So it's crazy, you know, and it's money grabs and it's people who making sure that they have a window of opportunity out there. Because think about that. You rolling with this nigga, he flying around flights, eating high class dinners, sleeping in bougie hotels, and now you got to go back to regular life. You got to go back to just being a normal you. Ain't no hotel, ain't no good dope, ain't no good goddamn nothing. You just at home, and then if you find a job, then you do that, or you just find something else to do, but you're not necessarily going to be in the industry living like that. These are the things that make you want to sue a person. And in that regard, I would say I think the government do have a little bit of situation in that because they set up the alley oop for people to come in there and say, I was around Diddy, I'm suing. Like the Gene Deal guy, he was on there talking about Diddy before anybody on the internet, talking about him years ago. And I remember watching Gene Deal do all that talking and saying to myself, is he mentally fucked up? Like, why do we care so much about what the hell going on with Diddy today or whatever? If you work for him for a short time frame, it's over with. Move on. It's okay. But I see now that it's more of the mental stuff that they go through that can't be washed off. You seeing this guy living such an opulent lifestyle and having money and graciousness and being respected and held in high regard. And at night, you get to see him get it in, get drunk, get wild, and it's not ever illegal. He ain't going to jail for it. The police don't follow y'all. Y'all not in his house talking about black power shit. It's just a nice little environment of everybody being fun and having a good time. So it's kind of crazy to think that he gonna, you know, walk away with all these people lining up witness account after witness account, and in the courtroom, that's really all they there for. They there for witness accounts. They have circumstantial situations that can get you locked up, but they're waiting for a witness to come in here and confess about you. Or that's it. They want a witness. And if that happens, they're going with what the witness say. They're not gonna be like, wait a minute, she sound crazy. Even if she sound crazy, they're gonna still quote it and be like, yeah, this what she said, because his lawyers is cold. They you know, like for instance, the girl who say she got argued by him, and the lawyers come and kick off and say, we looked on your papers, what that shit is called, your Facebook or whatever, Instagram, and it looked like the same day or a month later after you said he argued you, here you are praising him and saying he's your mentor and you really respect him. Why would a person who got argued by somebody be making that statement? She really ain't got no explanation for no point like that. But that's exactly what they're saying. So you also saying that you left a post, you texted him. I love you. Well, look at this post you put up on Facebook, and someone is having you having a baby. She superimposed her pasted her face over their photo of a lady having a baby, and Diddy was the person standing next to her, like the doctor bringing the baby out. Like, oh, I really do love you. She was making all these assertions, and it's just like, can you believe that? can that be somebody that's really credible? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they came to court. Yeah, they sitting up there speaking. But can they really be credible if you had to come and do all of this stuff just to get the point across? I don't know. I beg to believe that a lot of these people are just money grabbers, and they know that he got $1 billion, and if he go down, they can get a cut. The whole "how you treated me at the job" bull crap that they get to pull. But again, it seems on the surface like they pulling his leg and being bogus, but we're not in court every day. And ultimately, they went through all of this to just be lying on somebody. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe they onto something. Maybe they telling the truth, and Diddy just so happened to get himself caught up in some bull crap because he wasn't smart enough to not be in this crap. But I know that he made money, and I know that if he was smart, he would have had his sons be able to take over the business at some point and be the next new bosses of the company. That's really what he need at this point. He need his sons to actually take over the business if he can get that accomplished. Because your sons is the next generation. Those are the people that's going to actually help you and take care of you. But if is he able to get that where his sons can go and still be the leaders of the new industry, or is the name Combs just going to be too beat up? Is it going to be too sad that the people not going to want to actually ever have nothing to do with them? That he gonna have to tell his sons like, hey, if y'all want to be successful, you gonna have to dump this name. You remember the Kennedys? They had a lot of respect in the game, and then you got the Bushes. You got a lot of these people who kids are able to transfer over into politics because of the family name. You got Trump, and there's a bunch of other names who we don't know. I think Jesse Jackson's sons, a few of them got into politics because of the name quality, and they're able to capitalize off their father's uh, time of building the brands. So that's the respect that they get. Speaking of fathers, that's my pops right there, talking that good stuff to me. Bless my pops. Taught me everything. Literally taught me everything. This guy needed a pops because he popping out there wearing dresses, and he tried to testify against Diddy. And the question is he a snitch? Or is what he did a snitch? I guess he a victim if you want to talk about it from that perspective, what he dealt with, getting robbed or getting, what he dealt with. But the question is he a snitch? Y'all can let me know in the comment section what you think about. Is he a snitch for even speaking on his behalf? Speaking on the situation and shit. Don't really know. I would say he is because technically they didn't prove that Diddy did nothing. He almost just had a case that they connected to Diddy. But I don't think he actually was telling the truth about the scenario. Well, I don't think Diddy had nothing to do with that because the guy even said I spoke to Diddy, and Diddy said I don't know what car. Like Diddy, and there was no fingerprints of Diddy's on the thing. Uh, a female fingerprint was caught inside the piece or the item that was thrown at his car. And that leads me to believe that you probably just had a disgruntled girlfriend or something like that. And you just associated that with Diddy. Because at the end of the day, women will get vendettas if they know that you got a heart or eyes for some other chick. So to think that a woman wouldn't throw a rim and brick or something like that at your window, it's blasphemy. You know what I'm saying? Of course a girl would. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I would be saying, you know. But he had to do what he had to do, and that's what he had to do. The real fun part is doing this with y'all guys. This thing called streaming. I like it. I like it keeping the camera on and just talking to folks. You know what I'm saying? And discussing the different things that go down in America, in media, and all this. It's pretty fun because, as you know, and as you already have experienced in your own life, you're trying to get stuff going, you're trying to kick it and live life, but everything ain't actually perfect. Nothing is actually perfect, to tell you the truth. So a lot of times you just gotta keep going. People ask me, "Do you think Diddy could recover from this and be back on top?" I say, "Hell yeah!" And they argue with me so hard. No, you gotta be crazy. After what he went through, after what they said about him, how could you ever believe that Diddy could fucking succeed after this? And then I tell him all the time. I said, if you think about P Diddy, he went to the hoods of New York, right? The hoods he from. He been around these neighborhoods. He got with the grimiest niggas in these neighborhoods, not the bougie dudes from college. He didn't go down to NYU. He didn't go to Columbia. He didn't go to John Hopkins. He went to Harlem. He went to fucking Brooklyn. He went to the Bronx. And he got the grimiest motherfuckers he could find. And then he brought them into a studio environment where he already was fucking around his own self. And then he gave them this touch, which is the industry touch. He went to Yonkers and got the locks. These are grimy New York towns that's like hood, motherfucking street reality kind of locations. So by going to these locations, he was able to build himself a brand behind getting the street grimy niggas around him. So he became successful with that brand idea. Look at $1 billion came behind that because you're able to transfer yourself into other ventures. So it would be to me the same thing. You go out there, you go get you a bunch of youngsters that's not afraid, that believe in you, and you go to them and you say, "Yo, we need to talk." And you may be 21, they may be 19, they may even be younger because they like them real young when they doing music. And then you get behind him. And if Diddy does those same two steps, he gonna get right back where he want to be in no time flat. Because good work is good work, good quality hard work or good quality work is gonna fucking transfer over to others, and it'll be easy for them to see. They'll just be looking at it and being like, you know what, this guy's talented, this guy's very good at this shit. I'm gonna support him. And then our age bracket probably will support him too, but sometimes you might be scared straight, meaning that you sat in that jail cell with no stimulants around you. You didn't get a chance to see your kids grow up. You've been gone for a year and a half, however, 2 years, and then you get sprung out of jail. You probably not gonna want to go on tour. You probably not gonna want to get see new faces. You probably not gonna want to be up in folks' face laughing with them and hanging out with them and being like, "Ooh, I love y'all. I can't wait to see y'all again." You probably gonna be like, "I don't want to talk to nobody. Do not call me. Whatever you do not contact me. Don't speak to me. I need to go over here." And you're going to get the hell away from folks because you're going to want to just be happy or be around your daughter and your kids. You ain't had a chance to see them. Not seeing your kids is rough. I don't give a damn if you probably don't have kids. So that might not be something you can understand, but it really is rough. It really is. It's painful because not that it's so much pain that you're not seeing them, but it's just pain thinking about them, like what they eat, what if they're hungry, who you need to contact. Like if you and the mother has got a little bit of communication, you can contact us. You give update and all this old shit. But at the end of the day, as a parent, you're going to be wondering about your kids. You're going to be wondering, are they okay? You know what I'm saying? How can you make sure they're okay? That's just parental shit. So when you get to the point where you don't have to worry about the kid, then you be even in a better position. Like older, it's like okay, he know how to take care of themselves. They know how to take care of themselves. I even see Diddy mama coming down there every court date. She coming down there, so he do got a support system. That's his family. But again, it does show you that without your family, what do it show you? Without your family, you're nothing. You're nothing without your family. You need them. You need them. Your family, boy, and you see Diddy want to cry right now. I mean, think about it. He's been busy. He ain't been able to be around them. He ain't been able to be in their face. And he running and jumping and going. And now you need them. You need them to come to court. You need them to be patient. Just seeing your family in the back of that courtroom make you be like, whew, they made it. You thinking to yourself, I paid too much for everybody not to be in court. I gave what's the name money. I gave Tony money. I gave Tina money. All y'all better be out there because you can't count on nobody in the music industry. Everybody looking at you like if I stand anywhere near you, I lose my career. If I'm even in your if I say I like you in the smallest way, I lose my career. So it's like you mud. Nobody's gonna sacrifice for you. Like I don't know what dude. You ain't gonna see me around this motherfucker. Man. You won't catch me around that motherfucker. And it's a smart move. It really is. It really is. But God bless you. Because I know he was blessing Diddy all that time. That's another thing I thought about. I said, this boy made all this damn money. And we was believing what he was saying when he was like, I'm rich. We got the same 24 hours. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Y'all better get on y'all business. Y'all ain't working hard enough. I'm sitting back in the crib like, damn, he right. You know, what am I doing? I gotta get on my shit. This because you don't be knowing a person's business. You just going off of what media is saying. I don't know his personal business. I'm going off of what media is saying. So they saying he rich, then he fucking rich. You know what I'm saying, right? So that's it. And it's not just now. I'm talking about even when I was a teen. I remember being like 22 or 21 or 19 at my parents' crib, and he had came out with a he came out with well, he didn't come out. He was in the news. He was in a magazine. I think it was like not the, it was in the Source or the Vibe. And I got that thing like from the food store. I get to the crib. I'm on the back porch. I'm reading it. It's an article, but it's from Diddy's big brother. Big brother was the one who was interviewing, and he was talking about how hard Diddy worked when growing up, and how much he was admiring his little brother and succeeding and all this. And I'm just reading the magazine, saying to myself like, damn. I love to get to this point. I love to get to this point. You know, just young. You know what I'm saying? Just watching Diddy. And then all of a sudden, he just had it. He never lost that swag. I even saw how Jay-Z became him. Like, they came to Jay after he left Dame, and they was like, anything you want, just tell us. And he had a picture, a video of Diddy. He said, I want this. Give me this. And then white people was like, nah, it's not a problem. Sure thing. And next thing you know, free Diddy. And if you look at Jay Z, it's the same thing. He got the motherfucking name, the business acumen, anything he touched turned to gold. That's what Diddy was. And Diddy never, just because he became one, that didn't mean Diddy lost nothing, because he didn't. Diddy didn't lose shit. It just added Jay Z to the to the element, you know. So it was really a dope thing to see how Diddy was able to maintain 30 years of success as an artist, but it's also doubly bad to see how that shit backfired like it did. It's like, damn. But what can you say? Because he actually was a, you know, what they say, Papa was a Rolling Stone ass nigga in a lot of ways because he went out there and just did his thing. But the people got mad. And the people will get mad at you, man. Yeah, it's like crazy. It's like you see it, and it's like, damn, bro. You gonna be like, what you do to these people, man? What the fuck did you do to them, dog? I ain't do nothing, but I swear to God, man. Shit, you ask Cassie, nigga, she ain't going. She said you did the most. You know what I'm saying? And who's to say he didn't? Going to court like that, man. But shit, them people said they didn't want that money. That's what would have scared the shit out of me. I'd be like, I got all this money, y'all don't want it. What the fuck y'all talking about? And they was like, we don't need that shit. You can keep that. You're like, huh? Hold up. Let's talk about this again. I got the money to get myself out of jail. Could y'all just go ahead and do it? And they like, nope. You don't need no fucking money from you. We already white. We already rich. You ain't getting no damn well. And he been stuck ever since. But it's really something to teach you because as soon as he get out of there, this might teach him to slow his ass down, go home, be a daddy. Go be a father. Go be a family member. Go be somebody your kids can look up to. Go be somebody your kids can laugh with. Quit being somebody who trying to be in the media on a fucking award show, dancing in the videos. You know, it's enough of that shit. You know, again, We believed he was rich, reading the articles, watching the videos, seeing the shows, watching the media. He on this talk show, he on Ellen. So when they say you a freak, when they say you a sex fiend, when they say you got 1,000 bottles of baby oil, we also got to believe that too. It's almost like this guy named Professor Black Truth said. He said white people love a a bad joke, a evil joke basically that take a long time to play out. This guy named Professor Black Truth, he said that. He said white people love a ugly joke towards you, like I don't know what you would call a prank. They love a prank that take a long time to play out. And then if you look at Diddy, this is exactly what you're saying. It's a long-winded prank. It's like, so imagine I'm 22 and as a kid, 30 years into the future of my life. I'll be 52 in 2 days. God bless. Thank you. You the best. June 7th. And now that guy who we was admiring in our 20s, they saying he did all these things. And so why would we not believe it? We just believe 30 years of anything that the media said about you. Nothing we believed in. We didn't argue with the media. We didn't come out and be like, man, we was like, oh, straight up? Did he did what? Oh, wow. That's dope as hell, boy. Nothing but applause. So I believe that if it was time for him to recover and rehamper and reset himself, hell yeah. Hell yeah, he could do that shit again. The media is not going to change. Music, greatness, the sound, that's not going to change. If people hear it, will they promote it? Will they give it the push? Will they give it the energy? Will they respect who he is as a creative and say, no, we're going to make sure we put this out? That is to be determined. Because he might have to just put that stuff out and it fall on deaf ears. You see what happened with Dame Dash. He put his stuff out and nobody gave a fuck. Dame put his stuff out and it ended up losing. He lost. He put all that shit out and did nothing come from it. You know what I'm saying? So he worked hard to try to build something new, but waste of time. Niggas looking at Dame as like, dude, hey, stop, nigga. Just stop. And Dame like, no, 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 no. And Jay, and everybody like, dude. But so I believe that if he came out and they had that psychological pretense towards him, he ain't gonna get shit out of it. So that would be determined, but I don't believe he could.
Podcaster, sitting in his cluttered home office. His show, Urban Truths, focuses on exposing corruption and injustice in Chicago.
Yeah, so anyway, I wonder, do y'all believe that somebody like him could beat that? Because I don't believe it. But you know, being a good person or being a great artist is not easy shit. You know, and obviously we know it's a whole bunch of white homes, a whole bunch of white homes who have fucking been musicians and artists and singers and all of this stuff, and they've been out there and they've been kicking it and they've been in people's face and they've been making noise and they've been making people know who they are and they've been showing you that they this, that, and the third, and they singers and they got groupies and they performing and they got guitars and shit and a drummer get a drummer some. It's been a history of time. But when it come to this dude, the diddler, well, now it's a different conversation. Now he looked like a fucking freak.
But it's not
Nobody
gaining
respects.
traction. Marcus is
Nobody cares.
frustrated, feeling like his voice isn't being heard. His kids are awake. Girlfriend attaching 30s is growing distant. Marcus receives a mysterious package of sleep, futuristic AI device called the Smart Box. The note reads, "This will change your life." Intrigued, Marcus sets it up in his office. The Smart Box, voice
All right.
activated
So
AI,
anyway,
introduces itself.
I'm
Growing
trying to
up,
see how was this doing
Marcus
this. Oh,
imagined
other scene. Okay, cool, cool. Let's hit pause.
Marcus begins using the Smart
Because
Box.
sometimes you be having to do something else and do something else and then do something else and then do something else. But yo, I do appreciate y'all coming to kick it with me like this, but you're not liking and subscribing. Yo, homie, this guy, I need you to like and subscribe. I need you to watch this video, and then like and subscribe and share. I think that's one of the words they say too. And share, share and Sunny. I had to drink me some coffee today. I ain't even gonna lie, and it was good. It definitely was good. I was needing that shit. Yeah, because sometimes you wake up. I like to be one of those guys that wake up early. I'm not that much of a sleeper like that. So I pop up early, and then when I get up, I'm like, I gotta go. So I like to do lives a lot, like And I wasn't even into it earlier on, but I always tell people that don't know me that when you think about the internet, it's like taking off so big. At first, it wasn't big, and then all of a sudden, it got this big, and it was little, and now it's huge. And I remember being young as a kid. No, well, I guess I was in my 20s, like 22, 24, to 24 to be exact. And I had met my wife on the internet. It was the year 1998. And at that time, she was so nervous. She was like, I don't want people to know that we met on the internet. And it was like, it was so early on. There was no Facebook, none of this shit. It was like you just got online and it was a thing called chatting. That chatting word is still around right now. But at that time, you get online, you just chat with a girl. And then, we ended up hitting it off cool. We still together to this day. She's still my wifey because we got married uh, about 3 or 4 years after we got together, and so we still together to this day. And the fun thing about it is that I like her, and at that time I didn't know we was gonna be together this long because you just be a young dude. You can't imagine that you're gonna know a girl this many years into your future. I swear to God, you just cannot. And then God bless that I did know her these many years, and I'm grateful for that because she's a cool ass chick. And but we met on the internet in the year 1998, and when we met, she happened to be not too far from me, which was weird. I was at my college, it was Chicago State University, and she didn't stay too far from there. So when I met her online, I thought she was lying. Like, this some federal agent trying to lock me up, man. Be careful. You can't meet people on the internet. This is very early on in the idea of meeting people on the internet. But I gave her my phone number, and then maybe 3 years later, she came to my apartment, and then it was like a real girl from the fucking internet. Wow. Obviously, other things came about after that. So you had, let's say, MySpace came about. Let's say, let's say it happened. So then Facebook came about, and just all these other things started coming about on the internet. But it was after the fact. So then we really didn't be online too much, me and her. Like we never was online together like a couple. Like this is our page, and we talking internet world. We kind of just went back into our normal life of humans, like where the internet was just this thing over there. Even though we both got online and we both met each other on the internet. But as a girl, she felt uncomfortable at that time. It's 98, 99, 2000, very early on. So she was like, don't ever tell nobody I bet you on the internet. I'm like, how the fuck, what did you saying to people? And she was like, remember you used to work at that school in the kitchen? I'm like, yeah, I'm like 25. She was like, I'm telling people I was a teacher at the school and you worked in the kitchen as a cook. I'm like, I ain't no fucking cook. And she was like, but you worked in the kitchen. I'm like, yeah, I swept and put shit in the fucking whatever those big freezers, but I didn't cook nothing. And I'm like 25 at the time. And she said, that's what I tell people that we met on the internet. That we didn't meet on the internet. So now you fast forward way into these years now. It's been 27 years since I met her. And we just celebrated our what they call anniversary like 5 or 6 days ago, mate. Well, actually, last month, May 8th was the day I met her on the internet, and May 11th was the day that we saw each other in real life. So we've been together. We got a kid. We married, whole nine. And I was saying to myself, like, what if we would have started a match website back then? You know what I'm saying? We didn't know nothing about websites was gonna be big. Everything just came about. And so now I'm looking at my life today, and this internet shit is so vast, it's so big, it's so much going on. It's almost like learning a new language. And then I need this kind of stuff to be big and blossoming, and so I could pull all the information down and get it and pause for my hand movement and get all this stuff and pop it in my brain. Because at that time in 1998, when we met on the internet was an infant. It was a little baby. It was small. It was like this little thing, and it was like, take this, put it in the computer and dial up. Or so it was so basic, and it was like it was nothing that conquered. It was like we did that. Then you met a girl so fast, and it was like, oh, well, all right, that was that. I even told my girl in like today, recent years, I was like, so I married the first girl I met on the internet. Like that's more dudes who've met like 10, 15 girls and shit. But I met the first one the first one I met, I married like in the fucking 90s. Now all these future people, it's like the internet is a world of fucking, everybody doing this and doing that and meeting and greeting and there's apps and shit. You got apps for different relationships or religions you can meet girls on. And I'm like, it's a whirlwind of shit out there. So I was like, me and my lady, I said, it'd be funny if we just open up our own website and just talk about what it's been like to be married for 27 years after meeting on the internet back when we was in our 20s. And so somebody like Diddy, who was a star back then, major fucking star, you would never, 1998, it's almost like blasphemy to think that somebody at that level could lose at this level. It's crazy. So again, you see the trajectory. So it's like, would you have wished to get to that point? Or would you have, and then would you have sacrificed everything to get that $1 billion just so you could spend the rest of your life in jail? Is that worth it? Is that worth the rest of your life being in a federal prison for the $1 billion for 30 years? Maybe didn't have $1 billion the whole time. Opulence, money, food, anytime you want it. You can buy anything you want at any point. Nobody can stop you. Nobody tripping on you. You're rich, financially stable for 30 freaking years. And the question again is it worth it? Would you give everything for that? Would that be worth it for you? So I'm getting dizzy right now for over talking. I gotta let y'all go. I appreciate you listening, watching, subscribing, all that. Thank you. Y'all the best. I appreciate this. You see I do the live with the little nice little green screen in the back. But I gotta move around like my butt hurt sitting in this freaking chair so long. It's crazy. Then you get dizzy from talking so long. I was also on TikTok earlier. Y'all gotta rock with me on there. It's under Youssef 2 times. And so, and all that shit. You gotta take a leak. It's everything that kick in. So I don't understand how those kids be streaming all damn day. I'm like, I can't even sit in a damn chair that many hours. Like, what the fuck? Or playing video games or whatever they do. It's like, I can't sit in no damn chair like that. But I'm learning how to get more used to it and shit like that. I wouldn't take y'all to where I go take a leak. But I also told my OG I was going to hit her back and be like, yeah, ma, what's good? What's good, ma? I got to hit my OG back. So, just other stuff popping up and popping in. But I always want to make sure I talk about the topics that's kind of fun and intriguing because somebody like Diddy and shit, who we've been knowing for so many years, is crazy to see. And then, the decisions that somebody like that will make, or the fact that this richness and fine lifestyle could go to your head to that degree. I mean, when he said the girl was 19 years younger than him, it's like, what? That shit can't even seem real. But it don't seem real to me. Like, I mean, who am I, right? I ain't no damn body. But my man got a girl for 19 years younger than him. It's all, and another culture. Another culture. She's not black. She's some other culture. She grew up in a culture that's not African American. That means no hot comb was on the back of her hair. That means her mama didn't change her voice on the phone. That means her dad probably was at home, or he probably was at home in her life growing up. Maybe he wasn't. But my whole point is that it's a different culture. It's a different everything. Your cousins, they probably lived with a family in the same house. You know what I mean? She probably had a bed growing up. You understand what I'm saying? She probably had Christmas gifts. Where Diddy was a young man who died when he was a child. And so he had to probably go without a lot and just know that his mother loved him and just see things go past him and be like, okay, one day I'm going to get to this. Watch this. Watch, I'm going to get there. And then you finally make it. And then he go to minions. He go to little people who did not work as hard, who probably came from a better lifestyle than you, who probably all they needed was for you to help them, and then all of a sudden they work for you, and now their life could be better. They didn't have to push all that hard. They didn't have to do all that, and they ready for all that to go down the drain and sit you in prison and forget about you. You know what I'm saying? So it's really a phenomenon. It's not nothing to look at with a faint of heart. It's like real. You could put in a lot of grind, a lot of work. You could put your heart and soul into something, and some people who do not work hard. They do not put in effort. Coming down to court might be the most fucking hardest thing they ever did. And sitting in the room pointing at you, saying what you did to them, that probably what they consider hard work. You understand what I'm saying? And when you was asking them to go do shit, when you told them to go, they was late, they was lazy, they was bull crapping, they wasn't focused, they wasn't helping, they wasn't doing it like you thought that they was gonna do, and you sitting back like, work. Hey, hello, I need you to. Remember you said you was gonna come over here, and they all like, man, yeah, 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 I know, and they treating you, and you sitting back like, all right, he don't know I'm finna fire this shit. They don't know. Watch this. Next week you gonna be out of a job, and people could take that personal. And see, this is what we all have to. That's why I kept saying those 5 points. When you got a job, you're less likely to hang out with the boss. And if you got a chance to kick it with Diddy, you should probably consider yourself lucky. Most people don't get a chance to hang with the boss. You see him up there with Trump. That's Trump. You ain't gonna. Trump ain't hanging with no every damn body. You have to be a special motherfucker to be in the room with Trump. And if you're not, you're not gonna be around him. It's nowhere around it. You're not gonna be around him. And so, especially if you're a worker, it's comedy. I asked the question for the third time. How many times have you hung out with the boss at your job? It's probably never. And you don't even ask. You're not walking in the room saying, hey, Mr. Thompson, I just want to see if y'all get together. Make sure you call me. You're not saying that? So I'm just saying that the fact that these people got a chance to even be around Diddy and see his life and see his lifestyle, but then turn that shit into some negative experience that they claiming they had. Not to say that they didn't. Not to say that they didn't. They probably very much so did. But you even see Trump the way he act. People could get downright vicious, downright foul, downright evil, downright nasty, and you want to whoop their motherfucking ass for how you must have said something to you, or you feel like one more straw. You only got one more time, and watch how I act, hoping that they cut you on so you don't lose your job. But at the end of the day, if they Diddy and they the boss, or if they Trump and they the boss, they're not gonna catch on. They're gonna look at you and say, I don't give a damn what you do. Because if you hit me, you get on your ass to jail. And if you disrespect me, I'm firing you. Because that's what the boss get to do. They get to have unmitigated control over their business. When I run Hood Films, I run it every element. It's not no part of it that is not coming through me 100%. If I choose not to make a movie, if I choose to make a movie, I don't have to discuss it with nobody breathing. Like my new movie called Smart Box. I'm playing all the characters. I wrote it, I directed it, I produced it. I playing the camera guy. It's a journey. It's a little workout. It's what I'm doing. It's what I chose to do. I don't give a damn who don't like it. When you make your movie, you what the fuck you want to do. I ain't gonna be mad at you. I'm not gonna come at you and be like, "What you doing that for?" Do the fuck you want to do. But if it come down to me, I'm making this film, and it's like what you call one of those passion projects. So after making my other movie is on Tubi right now. It's called Kill a Rapper, and I love it. It's a movie. It's an hour long. I wrote it, directed it, created it. It's dope. You're gonna love it. It's on there right now. Go check it out. And so I said to myself, I'm gonna challenge myself, and I'm gonna do a movie that's different from what I normally do. I'm gonna challenge myself on this particular film, and that's what I did. I went up for the challenge, and I made it. And the movie, I feel like it's gonna be a good fucking film, and I'm still working on it, but it's gonna get done soon. And then you guys will all see it. But so I'm not gonna go too deep into the story idea or none of the processes. And I got videos on here about it. Like, I guess I got one dropping tomorrow. That's gonna be a lot of the behind the scenes efforts of that movie. But it's showing you that when you the boss, you don't have to go to nobody and ask for permission. You don't have to go to nobody and say, "What you think about this?" Hey, if I do this, do you think you don't give a fuck what nobody think? It's up to them. Think with your brain. I don't give a shit. So if you the boss, you're gonna make your own decisions, and don't nobody have to agree with you. And I think that's where we was getting it misconstrued when you see Diddy in there, and all these people are just complaining about how he acted and what he did. It's like, duh, he the boss. So if you work over there, you're really supposed to be listening to what the fuck he say or quit. But the folks think it's easier just to come to court and just be like, I can't believe you did this. Oh my God. And it probably is for them, because maybe that's, the way it go. What I know, again, if they're allowing that to happen in a court of law, then they're saying that this is the way it go. You don't have the right to treat somebody all fucked up. You just don't. They don't give you that right. They don't give you that right in America. You don't have that right. You don't have the right to be, they coming after the billionaires and the bosses, and they making them answer. They making them answer. They making them come to the front and have to answer for what they doing. And it ain't just Diddy. It's anybody. If you see Trump even got 43 felonies, they even coming at people like Trump. He even got 43 felonies. The meek is inheriting the earth. The meek is inheriting the earth. Just like they said, the people who are probably not as strong, don't have as much power, don't have as much fervency. They not gonna fight back. They pushovers. They people who you can use and abuse. You could say it to them one time and they'll do it. They not really gonna yell at you. They don't look at you as somebody who they got to battle. They look at you as a leader. They might look at you as somebody who they believe in. And they're gonna listen to what you say, and they're gonna operate under that pretense. They're not gonna look at it and say, this person's dumb. They're gonna go with what you're saying. And I think that that's where Diddy messed up, because that's what you consider power. If people are gonna listen to what you say, then you're in a powerful position. You're in power. You're powerful. So if Diddy is using that power as against the folks, I don't see how that's gonna win, because again, these literally are the people who get to come in there and quote unquote tell on you. And that's basically what they did. They came in there and they told on Diddy. They came right in there and they told on him. And it's like, mm. And who's to know that he even had a boss where someone could tell on him? Because you would think that if you're the boss, nobody could even tell on you. Like, you fucking rich, who gonna go tell on you? But again, treat how are you treating folks? They gave Diddy a boss, the government, the United States of America. That's who you answer to. You rich? You got $1 billion? Cassie can't tell you shit? Well, you come talk to me. And now you in Crow. You say, what up, bro? I'm about to subscribe. I remember you from 1995. Damn. 1995. How old was I back then? If you remember me back then, bro, you got a lot of life on this earth. I'm not going to even lie to you. 1995, I can't even remember how old I was back then. Jesus Christ. But you know what? I feel good to have made it from 1995 to today, because oh my God. When you mention a number like that, it just keeps my brain clicking like, oh shit, 1995, my God. I was so fucking young back then. Well, like that dude you say, it was a wonderful year. Oh wow, yup, yup, yup. You definitely know me. There, you say UPS days, shit for sure. Yup, I said I was about like 21, 22. Now I know where I'm at then, yup. See, so that's where when you gave me that spot, then I know where I was at, yup. Trying to get my first apartment, baby mama, going crazy. Sorry for that pause, y'all. I had a damn people calling me from the people. Chief Cole ass said, sorry for that pause, y'all. I had a damn people calling me from the people. Chief Cole ass said, we used to kick it every day. I drove a silver Pontiac. Wait, this ain't bro who we was on the E-way and we got hit by we had got crashed trying to ride on 39th to go pick up some grizzle. I think because he was in the Pontiac or some shit like that, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, man, what's good with you, bro? It's good to hear from you. All right, sorry guys. Yeah, what's up? You freezing bad, but you remember y'all coached me through. What they say? We didn't crash. I couldn't drive then. Y'all coached me through. You freezing bad, but you remove. You muted now. Yeah, that was my fault, bro. These people been calling my goddamn phone. I'm trying to get them off the damn phone. They quit calling me back to back, dumbass shit like that. But you got to put the phone on like I think Doubt Disturb or some shit like that. But yeah, man, it's good to hear from you, bro. Nice to see you again, my guy. Appreciate that, man. Yep. So this is what we on the brand, man. We branding. And I want to talk about Diddy because that's the scenario that's going down. And he a black dude like me, so I find it interesting seeing his scenario, especially somebody who I admired so hard as a young man. I mean, admired him, thought he would never fall off. I just couldn't see it. But God is the one who was in control of all that stuff. You know what I mean? Yep. How you spell? Okay, GH. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna have to go take a leak though. I ain't gonna be able. I got to do that now. Voila, 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 voila. We had a big old journey for 4 years. I'm back in this beep. Yeah, I take a leak. Trying to hold it, but and I gotta hit my OG back. So y'all gotta hold on 1 second because I gotta do this now.